Okay, welcome back. Going to finish up the turntable series here, part 3. I'm going to take my test platform now, and I've decided to actually keep that board and mount that board onto my layout. The existing, I added an extra 3 feet in there to accommodate the round table. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to be installing that. If you happen to notice too, I'll start out one way, and I put the board in, and kind of the turntable's over on the right hand side. And you're going to notice I think I've got some video of I actually tore it back out and turned it around. The approach track was too tight. It would work, but about every once in a while I get a derailment. So I just said, oh, it's time to start over. I cut the board out, turned it 180 degrees, and then went in from that side. So you kind of see the track changing there. I guess the point is, plan well, and thank goodness for any rail. That'll definitely help you out. So let's get started on installing that round table. Here I'm trying to get the correct height for the the wood to set in with my 1-inch foam. I just put a couple of it's 3/4 inch high pieces of wood underneath just to get an idea. 1-inch foam. My wood happens to be 3/8 of an inch, so you have to adjust accordingly to what you're using. So, of course, I'm 3/4 plus 3/8 is 1 1/8 inches. Well, I have 1-inch foam. The cork is 1 inch, 1/8 of an inch, and if you're going to do it that way, that lines up very nicely. The problem is we need a 3/32 to get onto the Peco table, all depending on what type of code 55 or code 80. Say code 80 would be a 1/16 of an inch piece of wood you'd be using. So I've got to go a little bit more. Anyway, figured it out, and it comes out to just a little bit over 5/8, 21/32. So I'm going to cut a couple pieces of wood, and I'll put that down, and then the foam should be perfect with the cork on there to make the transition. I've made my spacers to space my board up off of the main plywood so the foam and cork will meet this board correctly. I mounted the stepper motor back on, and I have located the hole. I can recess the stepper motor down into that, so we're going to get ready to put that board on the table. We have the turntable board now mounted in its location. Now I'll take the foam. I'll have to cut pieces and put it back around this, and then we'll start filling in the holes and get the turntable ready to go in. And we'll also spend a little time on putting the roundhouse together. Quick update. Got the turntable board laid in to the extension I added onto my layout. Put the foam in around it. Had leveled a few spots around. And I started working with my cork to get it a lead in. Kind of really plan your layout. I have second thoughts now on the way I have this the lead-in track coming in. I should have had the turntable more over in this area. It would have given a little bit better angle for that track to come in. So getting ready to lay a little more cork out there, but we're going to get that switch and that lead-in track in and check the turntable, make sure everything works correctly before I go too much farther. I may wind up ripping everything out if things don't quite go as planned. Well, I had to take a step back. The turn was just a little bit too tight. I figured it was right at 10-inch radius, 9 3/4, and I found about 1 out of every 4 or 5 times I'd have a truck that would come off. So really plan ahead, make your turns nice and easy going into the turntable. Be okay. So anyway, we're going to move this over about 6 inches and see what we come up with next. Here we are 4 hours later. Got the board turned around, cracks filled in, and a new lead-in track getting ready to be laid. Okay, finally I think I've got this. Third time's a charm. I actually had my second one coming in here. I didn't like the way that was. The curve came in. So I did this one here the third time. I also found too that I could actually take the pan in and out. So once I got the curve in there, I could actually go a little bit longer, and then I could go in here and trim these off exactly where I needed them. And slip the pan back in, and we're ready to go there. I also took a protractor and drew out some of the radiuses where I think I'm going to have track laid, and wanted to make sure that roundhouse would fit in. Originally I was thinking about going off of here at 30 degrees, and that put the roundhouse too close to the entrance, the entering track, so I moved it over to the 45 degree, stepped them down 15, and then these will just be side tracks, and I'll have a locomotive repair shop up here in this end. Okay, got laid down where I'm going to put my roundhouse. Got a couple of tracks installed. I'll keep working on that. Found it kind of critical to make sure you have your motor centered underneath the bottom. I noticed that the stepper motor, I call it singing. It seemed to get a little bit louder, and I think that was due to it was out of position. Now that I took my time, really got it centered, lined up. So let's give this thing one final try. Back it up on the turntable. Still working the Arduino by hand. Control panel getting close on that. And we'll back it off of there. Oh, there we go. So okay, I just have to finish doing a little programming on the Arduino, but layout wise we're all wired up. Just have to add a few more tracks and work on the roundhouse. We'll get that going. So I'll be back in just a minute. We'll wrap this thing up. Okay, well that kind of comes to an end on the round table. I'm still putting together the control panel, and I'll have a video on how I put my panels together. So I hope this has helped. Plan wisely on that entry line. One of the nice things, since I haven't used the other turntables, but the Peco, you can actually, if the rails happen to get dirty on that, you can actually, if you turn the power off, then the stepper motor becomes free. You can turn it in between some tracks. You can actually slide that track out of the bridge, clean it, slide it back in. So that works out well. So anyway, we'll see you soon with, I've got 2 more ideas. I say the control panel, and I think I'm going to try something different on getting the magnetic couplers to work with my N-gauge system. Have a good day. Thank you for watching.